Morris here. Welcome to the Country Jazz Lick of the Week. In this lesson, we're going to be taking a look at a great Leon Rhodes lick I stole from his live recording with Willie Nelson of My Window Faces the South. We're going to be specifically looking at this great intro lick. We're going to be working out of the key of G. And if you're interested in learning more about Leon Rhodes and his playing, I highly recommend that you check out my Leon Rhodes course, where I look at 10 of his famous licks and break them down for you, as well as a transcription pack of some of his greatest solos that I offer on my website. The links will be in the description below. So we're going to be working out of this G chord here, at the 3rd and 5th fret. This is working kind of out of like our cowboy chord E shape. So if you're familiar with your cage system, it's kind of like an open E chord. We're just moving it up. And to start the lick off, we're playing this. We're going. So to most people, that's going to sound like a major scale, and that's exactly right. We're starting on G, and we're going G, A, B, C, D, E, and then we're skipping over F sharp and landing right on G. So we have this. From there, we're just going to go back and forth between the 1 and the 6, the G and the E. So we're going to go. So we have this phrase. When we come back down, we're going to allude to a G7 by playing G down to F. That's the flat 7th, E, D, we're going to skip over C, play B, A, back to G. So slowly we have. And we're just going to repeat that G, E now in the lower octave, the 1 to 6. From there we're going to work right back up. Playing that G to E again in this octave, and then we're going to play this part of the lick. So this is an augmented lick or a whole tone lick. If we look closely at the notes, we're playing G, A, and B. All those are in the key of G. That's the 1, 2, and 3. Then we're playing the sharp 4 and the sharp 5. So that's the C sharp and then D sharp. And then we're moving on up to the F and then G. So what we have here is G, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, F, and then G. The way that I memorize this is by the relation between the strings. So whenever we're playing a whole tone idea or augmented idea, if we keep our lick on each string with 2 notes, we have a pattern. So we can go G, which is kind of like the pickup note, and then we have A to B, right? We're just following like the major scale. And then when we want to employ that whole tone sound, when we're going from string 3 to string 2, we do the same exact move with our fingers on the same exact frets, just on the 2nd string now. And then when we want to continue playing in that whole tone fashion, we're going to do the same thing on the 1st string, but now we're going to shift down a fret, but use the same fingers. So if we practice that, just as kind of an exercise to get that sound in our ear and connect it with the fretting, we have. Now we're going to shift back. And we can continue this pattern down, right? So we're going to play G, F, there's our whole step. And then I'm going to move down a string, and then down a fret, or up a fret, and pitch. And then we have E flat, and then D flat, and then I'm going to move down again, and play B and A, and then G. So we have this kind of nice pattern that moves us across the strings. So again, when we're coming down the fretboard, we have. So we can begin to kind of just take what we found in the lick and expand it a little further and try it and to incorporate in our playing where we can be creative with it rather than just playing exactly what Leon did. So that's kind of a basic idea when you're moving through whole tone or augmented single note lick. You're going to have that type of movement throughout the entire lick if you arrange it on the fretboard that way, and it stays the same between strings 2 and 3, and then just moves up or down depending on your direction when you go into the other strings. So all of that as a kind of slight digression, just to help you take that lick and make it your own. We have this in the rest of the lick that Leon plays. So working kind of back up to it. And he's doing exactly what I just said. He's just working right back down. G, G, F, D sharp, C sharp, B, A, G, F, and then you would resolve into the 4 chord there. So slowly all together, we're starting off kind of outlining the major scale, and then we're employing that 6th sound, incorporating the E into it, which is a hallmark of Western swing, swing, and country jazz sounds. And then we're using that augmented lick to help us come into the next chord change. So we have, all together slowly. So try and take that lick, and more specifically that idea, that pattern, and apply it to your other major positions across the neck so that you can begin to connect them using that lick. And that just expands it and takes it further, and you get to creatively use it with your own voice. Once again, if you're interested in learning more Leon Rhodes, I highly recommend you check out my 10 Licks of Leon Rhodes course, as well as the transcription pack of some of his most famous solos. He's a wonderful player to try and get into the head of, and he will also help out with playing and just developing your technique, because he is one fast player. So I'll see you next time on the Country Jazz Lick of the Week. Thank you.